What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today I am here to tell you about something really, really cool that I probably should have told you about, a couple of weeks ago, but still, I'm making up for it now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm showing you now, because Weiss Schwarz are doing a new set with Pixar. I am beyond excited about this one. This one looks amazing. Now, just before we get going properly, let me just address quickly. In the title, I may well have put that this was a new card game, and some people get very annoyed when I say that, because it's not a new card game. It's a new expansion of an existing card game. And yes, of course, that's technically true, but there are a lot of people out there who don't follow Weiss Schwarz, who have never heard of it, and frankly, like me, who are going to buy this set. And they're not going to buy the set that came before, and they're not going to buy the set that came after. They're going to buy this set. And that's okay, ladies and gentlemen. That's okay. There are free starter decks, and there is a booster set. You can absolutely treat this completely like a brand new game, which is not affiliated to anything else. And I kind of do, I'm afraid. So that's where that comes from. Feel free to be annoyed about that. I'm just telling you that that's where it comes from. So, what have we got? Well, we've basically got this new set, which is, it's Weiss Schwarz Pixar characters. And there are 100 cards, and it's very much like a regular Weiss Schwarz set, where there's a box of 16 packs, 9 cards per pack, and there are a whole bunch of parallel types. And this is where it all gets a little bit confusing with Weiss Schwarz. What I'm going to basically tell you is, there are, and I'm going to show you a bunch of them, some really phenomenal alternate art cards in this set with stunning artwork. But they are alternate art. None of the ridiculously rare cards are new. They are existing cards with newer, fancier artwork. But there's things like, take a look at these Sully and Mike cards. They're clearly amazing, and they are stamped. Now, these stamped cards, if it's anything like previous sets, are crazy, ridiculously expensive. They are crazy, they are expensive, also rare. They are crazy, hyper, silly rare. I opened 2 boxes of the Marvel set, more on that in a minute, and I didn't get any of them. They are, unfortunately, as I keep saying, crazy, hyper rare. But they also look amazing. Take this Mike and Sully card. It's not going to be anywhere near as rare. It's still a beautiful, beautiful card. Now, what a lot of you are going to be thinking at this stage is, all right, Wall.e, tell me what's coming on. So let's take a look at some of the things we've got. Well, here's something from Toy Story 4, and you'll notice the Buzz and Woody stamps. Here is a Buzz from Toy Story 4. You'll notice each of these have kind of an environment card next to them, which is really rather awesome as well. Again, the stamps are what show them to be amazing cards. They're not all stamped, I'm afraid. Here's a really rather lovely pair of Monsters, Inc. cards. Who doesn't love Monsters, Inc.? Here's some from Cars. I have a real soft spot for Cars. Here's some from A Bug's Life, which I don't think I've ever actually watched, which is weird. It's not my favourite film. Here's some from Finding Nemo. Who doesn't love Finding Nemo? And here's some more from Finding Nemo, just in case that wasn't enough Finding Nemo. Here's some Incredibles for you to get all excited about, because why would you not? Here's some Ratatouille. And then we get to my 2 favourite Pixar films. Here's one from Wall.e with a boot stamp, because of the, little shrub, whatever you want to call it. And here is Up. I know. We've then got Brave coming in here as well. We've got some stuff from Inside Out. We've got some from The Good Dinosaur. We've got some from Coco here. Again, not the most memorable of Pixar films, but still pretty good. We've got Onward. I love Onward. Onward is a great film. We've got Soul, which is quite a new film. We've got Luca, which is a very new film. And then we've got Luxo. Now, the way I understand it, I believe there are basically 8 different prints of the same card, all featuring Luxo. Basically, good luck. If you want to actually complete a Weiss Schwarz set like this, it takes an obscene amount of money or an obscene amount of packs opened, because all of these Luxo cards, I believe, are going to be ridiculously rare, and then there are 8 of them to actually collect. I mean, if we go back to the rarity for a minute, we got the regular rarities, and then we've got super rare, Pixar rare, they're stamped, SP special rare, super special rare, and then Luxo. So, yeah, it's all a little bit ridiculous, frankly, in terms of the rarity, but I've shown you some of these cards and they look amazing. While we're here, these aren't Disney Pixar films, they are Pixar films. They are made by Pixar. Now, they might be financed by Disney, and Disney might own Pixar, and they might be distributed by Disney, but they are not Disney Pixar films. They are Pixar films made by the film studio Pixar. Oh yeah, and I've got to show you just quickly the rather lovely Toy Story and Wall.e cards. I think they were the first shown off. They are just... This Wall.e card is now one of my chase cards. From like any game, this is one of the absolute coolest cards I have ever seen in any game ever. It is just beyond wonderful and amazing. It is one of the best cards I've ever seen from any game, and if you've been following this channel at all and you know how many games I follow, you'll know what a claim that is. Some of these Weiss Schwarz cards are ridiculous. So we do need to talk about whether they're getting an English release, but first I just want to show you the starter decks. Now, the Toy Story starter deck actually came out on the 24th of June. That came out more than 2 months ago. It's already out. My apologies, this is why I'm apologizing for not having shown you sooner. Sorry about that. I have actually ordered the Toy Story starter deck. It is in the post, so I should have an opening of that one up next week, along with the other one that's been released we'll get to in a minute. And it's just standard kind of starter deck. There's a pre-constructed deck. There are a couple of holo cards in Life is Good, but as Weiss Schwarz tends to do, there are chase cards in the starter deck. So there are actually 3 types of luxury foil stamping SP cards that you can get if you're very lucky. And then there are 8 types of luxury RRR specification cards. Again, yes, I understand that the rarities here do get very confusing. It is a lot to try and get your head around. But I believe, the real luxury stamped cards are basically these 3, featuring Woody, Buzz, or Woody and Buzz. You can actually see, if you look closely in the bottom left-hand corner, you can see the SP. So if you're looking for the special SP cards, it's those 3. And then the RRR cards, they have all been shown off as well. There's one sideways card featuring the fork, but then there's others featuring like ham, which is kind of amazing, honestly. So these are amazing cards as well. These don't seem to be stamped, which is a little bit sad. Not with a big, gold stamps like the other ones. But that doesn't mean they're not extremely cool cards, and it doesn't mean they aren't cards you should be looking out for. Like I say, these are, could pop up in the starter deck. So, yeah. Fingers crossed for my starter deck, ladies and gentlemen. Fingers crossed. Now, as well as a Toy Story, we've also got Monsters Inc., or Mondon Dink, as my little brother and sister used to call it when they were very little. This is exactly the same kind of thing, so we're not going to spend a huge amount of time talking about it. But, you get your deck of 50 cards, as you would expect. And then there is a chance that you could actually pull a very rare card in there as well. Now, in terms of what you can pull, again, we've got 3 types of luxury foil stamped cards. Those are the ones on the screen. And then there are potentially a bunch of others that are RRR rares that you can pull as well. And then you've got a card starter deck. Now, the card starter deck is not actually out yet. This one is not being released until the 9th of September. So if you are going around trying to buy these, as I blatantly am at the moment, you can't go and buy this one yet. I've ordered the Monsters Inc. and Toy Story. I'm hoping I'm going to have openings for them coming next week. But the Cars one is not actually out till the 9th of September. Please bear that in mind. And again, we've got exactly the same kind of thing going on. It's a pre-constructed 50-card deck. And there is a chance to get some very rare cards. You've got the 8 RRR cards. And then you've got 3 types that are stamped. They are the ones on the screen. And I just want to get one of the cool stamped cards in my starter deck. And I know the odds are very low, and I know I probably won't. I understand all of this, and I don't much care, ladies and gentlemen. I want one of the cool stamped cards. Is that so much to ask for? There's booster boxes I've not seen up for pre-order yet, but when they go up, I'm thinking this is a free box set. I'm thinking this is what needs to be done for this set. I am very, very excited about this set, as I'm hoping you can understand. Now, I love getting the free starter decks, because the Weiss Schwarz set I told you about before, that was the Marvel one. There's only actually one starter deck for that. And the problem was that, if I want to play this with people, and I just want to treat it as a Marvel set, then I can't just play two different starter decks against each other. This is why I love this, and this is why I really think you can treat this as a brand new starter game, even if you've never heard of or played Weiss Schwarz before, because all you really need to do here, pick up the free starter decks, play them against each other. That alone could be very, very satisfying. Now, it is releasing in Japan on the 30th of September, and that date should look kind of interesting to you, because everything is coming out on the 30th of September. The next Digimon set, BT11 Dimensional Phase, is being released on the 30th of September. The One Piece Super pre-release is happening in English as of the 30th of September. The next One Piece Starter Deck, Starter Deck 6, is being released on the 30th of September. The Marvel Champions Mutant Genesis box, along with the hero packs for both Cyclops and for Phoenix, are being released on, say it with me ladies and gentlemen, the 30th of September. Now, I know that the 29th of September is my birthday. You'd think I'd know my birthday by now. So I'm loving that, on my birthday, all this stuff is coming out. It's like somebody somewhere decided, hey, Wassy likes card games. Let's release literally everything on his birthday, which I kind of appreciate, but I don't have infinite money. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the big question here, and this is a very, very big question, is this going to see an English language release? And first, let's make it clear, I don't know. Second, I'm saying no. Because firstly, if you go on the English language website, there is no sign of this set whatsoever. It's only found on the Japanese website. And secondly, remember that Marvel set I told you about? Well, that actually came out on Christmas Eve last year. We are now into September of this year, and there is still no sign of this set. Now, this is a very good example to use, because remember that Pixar and Marvel are both owned by Disney. And I don't know this is just me trying to figure some stuff out, but I would imagine that there is some kind of contract somewhere that says that Disney have already granted a license for Pixar card games or other card games to companies in the West. Companies in the US, Europe, etc. already own the license to make card games for properties like Pixar. And so Disney can grant a license to Weiss Schwarz to make and market this in Japan, but they cannot grant the same license to make and market it in English, which kind of makes sense, because if you were Weiss Schwarz or if you were Disney, and all this work was going into making these starter decks and this entire set, would you not want to just print it in English and sell it over here as well? Bearing in mind these are obscenely popular properties, I imagine they would. I don't know. Let's be perfectly clear. I don't know. But I am willing to bet there is a licensing issue, which is to basically say Disney has already sold the license to make card games for these properties to other companies, and therefore Weiss Schwarz can have the license in Japan, but they can't have the license over here. I'd love to be wrong about this, incidentally. I would love it if this did come out over here, but I think it is very, very fair to assume at this stage that this is going to be a Japan-only release, which is sad, but at least now you know what's out there and what you can get. And as a side note, if you do want to go and get the Toy Story and Monsters, Inc. starter decks, they are out there, they are available, they've been out for a few weeks, the Toy Story's been out for a couple of months, they seem to be holding in stock pretty nicely, so they shouldn't be the hardest things to get hold of. We'll see what happens when the set properly comes out. Oh, I want to buy so many boxes of this set. It looks so good, I am very excited. Up and Wall.e are my two favourite Pixar films, but hey, there's a comment section. Why don't you tell me yours? Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWassy. That's where we talk about apparently Weiss Schwarz and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wall.e Plays.